OC, the only program showcasing the people and organizations shaping Orange County. With your host, Don Camber.
Hello, live from the OC Talk Radio studios at UCI's Beal Applied Innovation Center. I'm OC Talk Radio Public Affairs Director Don Camber with another great guest impacting our community in a positive way. Today, I welcome Laguna Playhouse Artistic Director Ann E. Wareham. The Playhouse was founded as a community theater in 1920, making it one of the oldest continuously operating not-for-profit theaters on the West Coast. Thank you, Ann, for being on Impact OC.
Thanks for having me, Dawn.
And the Laguna's Playhouse's mission is to enrich lives through the magic of live theater, to provide educational opportunities for children and adults, and to create experiences that stimulate cultural and social interaction and inspire our community. Please go over how you're able to achieve this.
That's a mouthful, isn't it?
Sure is.
Well, we're 100 years old, and the folks who started this out as a community theater and amateur theater really wanted to have an organization in town that celebrated theater and live performances in the theater, and it's evolved over those 100 years. And we've last year was to be our 100th anniversary at Laguna Playhouse, and COVID had other ideas, so we postponed the 100th anniversary, but we're presenting it this year, so the old girl didn't have to age up another year. She just stayed 100 for 2 years, and we're looking forward to having a full season of activity coming up starting in the middle of October.
So the kinds of activities you do, you have a lot of educational programs, and then you have a lot of professional shows.
Correct, yeah.
So go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, we have a full subscription season. We are a part of a group of theaters around the country called the League of Resident Theaters. So we are in great company with other resident and regional theaters around the country. We will start our season up on October 13th with a production of Shaboom, Life Could Be a Dream, which is a wonderful jukebox musical. And we have a full season ahead of us. And in between all of that, we are going to have our holiday panto, which the Lithgow family brings us every year. And it's a proper English panto that's for kids and adults alike. And we're looking forward to doing that. And in between all of that, we have a lot of special engagements and tribute bands and a variety of performances. And then our outreach and youth theater program, which is really robust. Yeah, it's our outreach program has become, especially in the last couple of years, thanks to a grant from the county, from Orange County, we've been able to really expand our outreach both to young people and beyond.
Elaborate on that, please.
Well, our youth theater program has a variety of things going on. We have conservatory classes all the way up to level 4. So we have younger kids all the way up to 18. They take classes in theater at our theater. And we also do a variety of staged productions for them. There's generally a production in the fall and a production in the spring that's a musical that not only utilizes the kids in our youth theater program and in our conservatory program, but we open the doors for other kids to come and audition. There are some adults in those shows too. So, we do it all. We have classes all year round, and then we do a variety of productions throughout the year.
Describe your facilities.
It's pretty modest considering all that we do. We had before we shut down, we had 330 performances over a year, and that's a lot of theater. We pretty much pack in every night of the week. We have a run of a show that generally will run Tuesday or Wednesday through the weekend. Then we will do a special engagement of like the Skivvies who are coming for Christmas this year, who have been with us, and Sisters Catechism, that is a very popular program. And we'll do those on Mondays and Tuesday nights. And, the fires are always burning at the Playhouse.
And explain where you're located.
So we're in Laguna Canyon, where if those of you who are familiar with the area, right on Laguna Canyon Road, at the base of Laguna Canyon Road, is really kind of the hub of performing arts in Laguna Beach. There's the Laguna Playhouse, of course, and right next door to us is the Festival of the Arts and the Pageant of the Masters. They run only in the summer. We run continuously year-round. So in the summer, it's really packed on our little corridor there. And the rest of the year, the lights are burning all the time.
Now you talk about classes for children. Explain that.
Yeah, we have a variety of youth theater classes and opportunities for kids to, you know, at a certain point, work is play for young people, and especially younger children. And theater classes, even for kids who don't have any interest in going into this field professionally or don't know if they want to or not, it's so character building and confidence building to go into a class and accomplish something with a group of people, and and a group of like-minded kids who want to go in and work on a project together. It's very satisfying. It's very confidence building, and we have something for all ages.
Explain how it's confidence building.
You know, there's nothing quite like having to perform in front of another person, or we were just talking about this, making ourselves vulnerable in front of other people. Learning that from a young age and the ability to express oneself as a young person, to bring creative ideas. Everybody's got creativity in them. Some kids haven't ever been shown how to tap into that. And to be able to be put in a safe space at a theater or in a rehearsal room, and we have a few of those, to be able to sit in a room together and create something in a safe space, and to be able to imagine, and be given the opportunity and permission to be imaginative.
And how young are these children that you can work with?
The youngest of our kids are really more of like the 8 and 9-year-old range, all the way up to 18. And then we also have an outreach program through the county that serves both at-risk youth and a demographic of youth that are not generally easily served in our community, and that's 16 to 25. So we've created this Our Stories program that allows young people to come in, and everybody has a story to tell, and they may not think they do until they get started or until somebody prompts them to talk about their own story. But it's an opportunity for them to come in and create their own stories, and it's very empowering to be able to share what they're feeling inside, to be able to bring that to a room full of people where it feels like a safe place, and then ultimately to be able to perform something that feels like you've been able to bring it all together in the end.
Now, when you say they're performing, are they performing based on a script or based on ad lib?
All of the above. The kids sometimes write their own scripts. There's sometimes devised pieces where they really create it as they go along, and whatever physical action happens is very organic to the experience of rehearsing it together. And some of it is actually with a script in front of them, and they need to learn it and they need to memorize it. And memorization is a wonderful skill, and not everybody has it, but it's an opportunity to flex that muscle.
Can you give us a lesson on how to memorize lines?
Oh.
Because when we watch TV, everybody on TV has to do that.
It's so interesting. I've worked with purely theater people who've done a lot of theater, and I've worked with people in the theater who have only done television and film. And learning lines are a very different thing in television and film because they do it in segments in television and film. So you learn your 2 pages, and that's it. Then they're going to go on to another scene, and then maybe 10 pages down the line, you've got another scene, but they're going to do it and film it in segments. So the continuity comes in the editing. When you're doing a show on stage, that continuity is live and right in front of you, and you've got to be able to see the arc of that story and the arc of those characters. And so you can't just look at your lines and memorize them and then jump 10 pages to the next time you have lines. You've got to read everything and be mindful of everything that comes in between your sets of lines, because they inform your character and how you tell your story and how you react.
So how are they encouraging children to learn these lines?
Well, kids are actually much better at this than us adults are. Their memories they have a little more, juice in the tank and a little more bandwidth, really. I mean, their computer chips in their brains are a little less full than ours are. But there are all kinds of techniques to learning how to to how to memorize lines, and some of it is just simply repetition and working with someone else. And there are tricks of the trade and everybody's got a different one. There are certain styles of acting coaching, and they all have different ways of finding a word that triggers what your next line is, and we use all those tricks.
What prompts parents to put them in your programs?
I think it's really the sociability in the beginning that gets folks to. Some kids are just natural ham bones, quite frankly, and some kids have so much energy, physical energy, emotional energy that parents have realized in watching other kids. They learn from other kids they know in school that this is an outlet for them, and it's an opportunity for them to come in and just go full out and express themselves. And so we get some of that. A lot of it is word of mouth, kids who've had a wonderful experience in the program and have moved on to there are kids who've moved on to become doctors and have said, I learned so much about bedside manner. I've learned so much about how to speak to a patient and how to collaborate. Collaboration is a big thing in the theater, and you must do it. It doesn't really work if you're not a collaborative person.
And a lot of that could be because they're role playing. So in effect, they're role playing adult roles that they could see themselves doing in the future.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And hopefully what theater does is reflect our society and reflect life. So many of the roles that even those kids are taking on are dealing with issues that we're going to deal with for the rest of our lives. So, it's a nice, safe place to practice those skills.
And you have active Playhouse parents. You have Playhouse women's groups.
Right, we do. We have ancillary groups ancillary is not quite the right name for these groups because they're so not ancillary. They're really integral to what we do. But our youth theater parents are very involved and volunteer to do. I mean, we couldn't do this alone. There's a lot going on in youth theater, and when they have performances, the kids who aren't in the play do the ushering. The parents work behind the concession stand. It takes a village to put stuff like this on, and they're all gung-ho about it. We really appreciate our Playhouse parents and our Playhouse women who, they'll find a project that they really want to tackle. For example, ever since I came here 11 years ago, it's been the dream of Suzanne Miller, who's one of our major Playhouse women and donors, to get our bathrooms remodeled and more stalls for the women. It doesn't matter how many stalls you have in a bathroom in a theater, there are never enough for the women, and that was her thing. And Playhouse women raised the money, and we're never dark, so we can't take time to shut down our theater and shut down our bathrooms. But in COVID, we took that opportunity, and we've updated all of our bathrooms, and there's more room, and they're just better facilities along with our lobby. And we used that time wisely because we had it.
And ways to support your theater.
Oh boy, I got to tell you, you got to go to our website because there are so many different ways you can become involved. First of all, become a theater goer and buy a ticket. That is the first basic thing you can do, especially supporting a nonprofit theater, is to buy tickets. Be a subscriber. When you've bought into the whole experience of a season of shows, look, we try to present and produce shows that have a full spectrum, of enjoyment for people. There's probably going to be something that's pure entertainment, and there's might be more meat on the bone in another play, or something that it dives more deeply into the human condition. And sometimes it's just fun. But we try to do a variety of things so that it's a well-rounded season, and there's something for everybody. And by becoming a subscriber, that's the first step in really supporting a nonprofit theater.
What are the subscription levels?
Oh, they're all over the place, and boy, there are so many different ways to do it because we've tried to stay as flexible as possible, given how busy people's schedules are. And really, visit LagunaPlayhouse.com and take a look at what those levels are and what you can do, how you can put your own package together of things you'd like to do. And again, with youth theater, there's plenty of ways to support youth theater, even if you don't have a child in the program. we open the doors for everyone to come in because it does take a village to do what we do.
So you're open to many volunteers.
Yeah, we have all kinds of volunteer opportunities. We have volunteer ushers, all of our ushers are volunteers. It's a really fun way to be able to come, get a sense of what it's like to be in the theater and to be in that lobby as people are coming in, and then you can see the show for free. So, it's a great opportunity for everybody. There is nothing like walking into a theater with your program, sitting down, opening your program to see what it is you've come to see, have the lights go down, and then the lights come up on the stage, and something happens. Something happens that wasn't going to happen until those lights are going to go down. And it's different in every performance. There are no two performances that are ever alike. So you're sitting in that room, in that dark theater, and you're watching something that is, it's written in sand. What you see, no one's ever going to see that performance again. And that's really unique and really special.
And how do you determine what shows the Playhouse will put on?
Well, it's a mix. As I say, it's a mix of, it's a variety of things. I think most of all, it's not about, we don't program for ourselves personally. I've been doing this for, over 43 years, and I know what I like to go see, but really, we're programming for the community. We're programming for the people who come into our theater and see our shows. So we're trying to give everyone a little smorgasbord of a taste of everything. And hopefully we're entertaining. Hopefully we're stretching minds a bit and opening up possibilities and maybe a view of the world that you might not have seen in another way. But it's really giving people an experience in that theater that they're not going to get anywhere else.
Who comes to see your shows?
Oh boy, we've got a range of people. When we do a panto, it's so much fun because it's multi-generational. It's really fun to sit in that audience and see grandparents who have brought their grandchildren, and then the parents come back, and you see 3 generations of a family sitting and enjoying the same show and also having their own experience of it. What makes the kids laugh or what they connect to isn't necessarily what the grandparents or the parents are going to connect to. So it's a really fun, full-bodied experience for everyone.
What's a panto?
So panto is really short for pantomime, but actually what these are, and it's very popular, and they've been doing them for a long, many centuries in England. It's a classic fairy tale generally, or classic tale set to popular music. So, we've done Cinderella and we've done Snow White.
Are there words?
Oh yeah, there is a script, but it's an updated version of that fairy tale that's more modernized. And then the music, and there's singing and dancing, and the music is, you might hear some Taylor Swift. You might actually hear a Johnny Mathis song.
But how's that a panto?
That's what they're called. It's called a panto. It's not your traditional miming of a pantomime, but that's how they're referred to in England, is a panto, a holiday panto.
So it sounds like a mixture of a lot of things, musical.
It's comedy, it's music, it's a bit of sketch comedy. There's a lot of ad-libbing. There's a lot of audience participation in pantos. So, they'll break what we call the fourth wall. Whoever's kind of hosting the panto, whoever that main character is going to engage the audience, ask questions. They encourage you to boo and hiss, and
oh, that's fun.
It's really fun.
It's almost like vaudeville.
I mean, it is, and we stop short of encouraging people to throw tomatoes at the stage, but it's very similar to that kind of experience where the audience really is participating in kind of how that story is going to manifest on stage.
So will they see the word panto in publicity for this?
Yes, and they will. And there's a great video that they originally, the Lithgow family did, to explain what a panto is, and Neil Patrick Harris, who was one of the first stars of the Lithgow family panto.
And are we talking Lithgow the actor?
No, no. This is a family from England who Nigel Lithgow, the father. It's totally a family run operation, created So You Think You Can Dance, and a variety of shows in England and here, and both Bonnie Lithgow and their son and daughter-in-law, they're all in on it. They all write and perform and direct, and so it's really a family affair with them.
So the Playhouse offers an opportunity to explore yourself through theater.
Absolutely, and enrich your life, through theater. I mean, it's an opportunity to come in and sit down and see something and feel something that you are probably not going to get anywhere else. And, that's what the beauty of live theater.
And turn off whatever else is going on in your mind,
right,
to explore what's going on in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds cliche, but I really do feel that there is a moment when the lights go down that you have an opportunity to take a deep breath, exhale, and just allow yourself to experience what's in front of you.
And the way people can hear about the different shows, the website.
The website, it's honestly you can get on our mailing list, and we'll tell you exactly what we're doing and when we're doing it. And our website has all of our information on it. And, our box office is now open again during the day. We're getting geared up for our first show in 19 months. And, stop by.
The website is?
www.lagunaplayhouse.com.
Thank you, Laguna Playhouse Artistic Director Ann E. Wareham, for being on Impact OC, and I thank everyone for tuning in. I'm OC Talk Radio Public Affairs Director Dawn Camber. Have an impactful day.
Thank you so much.
You've been listening to Impact OC, the only program showcasing the people and organizations shaping our community. Right here on Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio.